Good afternoon, everybody. It's 4 p.m. at Cherokee Village Suburban Improvement District #1 Special Commissioners Meeting, and thank you all for coming today. All 11 of you, I appreciate that. That's great. I'm calling this to order, and Michael, as Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Stephen Horowitz, present. Michael Myers, present. Brent Hunstead,
Present.
Susan Jett,
President.
Tony Smallsmith,
Present.
Okay, great. We have 5 out of 5 commissioners present today. We've established a quorum. We're able to conduct business, and we need to talk about approval of the agenda. It's short, it's sweet, it's brief. Do any of the commissioners have any comments on today's agenda, or do we have a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Smallsmith. Do we have a second?
second.
Second by Steve Rorks. Thank you, sir. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. At this moment, let's all rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. It's not on the agenda, but I feel it's important.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is approval of previous meeting minutes. And today's special meeting, we will not be approving any meeting minutes from previous meetings. The next item on the agenda is new business. On June 23rd, 2026, in Fulton County Court, we had a large crowd in Judge Meyer's court to undertake the proceedings for the lawsuit that is submitted last November, and it is working its way through the system. It was a very interesting day. It was an unproductive day. We were there for a couple of hours. We didn't get an early start at 1 o'clock. There was too many cases ahead of us still playing out. But it got to the point where the judge finally said, okay, we need to get organized, get an agenda, get focused, have all the attorneys on the same page, and we're going to reconvene here on August 19th at 10 a.m. So what is hanging out there is still hanging out there. Our attorneys entered a motion for mediation, and the judge says, I will take that under advisement, and it's up to the opposing counsel, the plaintiffs, to acknowledge that mediation is a possibility. So we're waiting on that right now. And that is about all there is to say about that. We didn't get a lot done, but it will be continued, and I hope you all can attend. Okay? Any of the commissioners have any comment on that, so I don't leave anything out?
No, but I would like to, for us to go into an executive session and talk about some salaries. Salaries.
Do you want to do an executive session today during our special meeting?
Yeah, it should take just a second. That's just a couple of things as that we need to discuss.
Okay. Talk about salaries.
Second.
Okay, motion by Stephen, seconded by Tony. All those in favor of executive session near the end of the meeting, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. All right. Old business. Final discussion for Cherokee Village Suburban.
I would like to have that executive session since we voted on it.
You want to do what?
I would like to have that executive session since we voted on it.
You want to do it now, not at the end of the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll take a brief few-minute recess and go to executive session. See you in a few minutes. a situation with this lawsuit that is worse than the first one, and there's a lot more at stake, and we don't want to lose. I did not get on board here to be a loser, a quitter, or a giver-upper. I want us to succeed. I want us to win. We need the Suburban Improvement District to get through this on the other side in good fashion. We cannot do it with baling wire and duct tape and holding our office staff together on a wing and hope and prayer. We need to be decisive. We need to make decisions. We need to have somebody at the helm that's going to take oversight over all the compliance issues, all the other matters that we have at hand. So I urge you all to be supportive in our quest for determining who we're going to choose for general manager today. And besides my enthusiasm for doing things the right way, I've got a letter here from one of our attorneys from back on May 27th, Brent. Based upon my limited information I have reviewed, I think it is highly advisable for the CBSID to hire a general manager for a variety of reasons. Best regards, Barry Bestmore. On the other team, we have two teams of attorneys, and we are just enjoying their ability to help keep us ahead of trouble here as we go through this litigation process. This one's from Andrew Dixon on May 28th. Regarding the necessity of a general manager, dear Commissioner Hunstad, you have asked whether the bylaws of the Cherokee Village Suburban Improvement District No. 1, CBSID or the district, require the Board of Commissioners to have a general manager in place. Based on our review, the answer is yes, as a practical and legal matter. As an initial matter, the governing statute, ACA 1492-220, authorizes suburban improvement districts to, quote, hire managers and other employees to pay their salaries incident to the operation and maintenance of any of the improvements and facilities, unquote, of the district. Similarly, ACA 1492-207B permits the board to employ such agents, employees, engineers, and attorneys as it deems best and fix their compensation. While these statutory provisions...
Brett, point of order, is this an argument for a motion that's on the floor?
No, it's not.
This is a preamble. Yeah, but we haven't had a motion for any of this.
This is a preamble. This is a preamble to the proceedings we're going to undertake next. So thank you for being patient, Tony.
Well,
Thank you for being patient, Tony. The chair does not recognize Commissioner Small-Smith. Specifically,
Hang on just a minute.
I'm almost
I know
finished.
you are. But Commissioner has to recognize the other commissioners if they had something to say.
When I'm done with my little speech here, I will recognize everybody who wants to say something. I promise you. Thank you. Specifically, Section 2-35B of the enclosed bylaws provides that it is the responsibility of the district manager to manage the Cherokee Village Suburban Improvement District. Beyond this overarching delegation, the bylaws vest the general manager with authority over purchasing decisions under $35,000, responsibility for the management and investment of district funds, authority to sign contracts, deeds, warrants, and other documents on behalf of the district, and responsibility for implementing all board-approved regulations, resolutions, contracts, and motions. In short, while the statute gives the board discretion to hire managers, the district's own bylaws have exercised that discretion by building the general manager into the fabric of its operations. Without a general manager, critical functions mandated by the bylaws, including purchasing, financial management, contract execution, and day-to-day administration, cannot be carried out as written. We therefore conclude that the bylaws as currently adopted require the board to maintain a general manager for the district. And I'm referencing the bylaws that were put into place and approved in 2023 by the previous board of commissioners. And that is my concluding remarks. I now open the floor to any commissioner who would like to make a comment on what I said.
What are the dates of the two letters from the attorneys?
A month ago.
I'm sorry?
1 month ago.
What's the dates?
May 28th and May 27th.
Oh, wow. And that's before this very subject. Afterwards, as to the phrase general manager, he's like, Mike, I say the word general manager because that's what you all been saying, and that's in the bylaws. You can call it anything you want. Chief cook and bottle washer for all he cares.
District manager of the bylaws.
Right, it is. He says that. He goes, but I've been using the term GM because you guys have been using the term GM. You can call it anything you want as long as it's in the bylaws. And that is a simple, for all of us out here, non-attorneys, really a search and replace in a Word document. General manager to general manager, office administrator, office manager, chief cook and bottle washer, and or any other outside vendors we deem appropriate, something along that line. As long as we change it, he's fine with that. But as to an executive level GM, where I was in January and February when I was brand new, and I still believe this for the long haul, when we are ready, and we are going to get there, but we are not there right now. And driving out of the parking lot on June 23rd in Salem, pulled out of the parking lot thinking the first thing I thought of was, we are no more farther along, getting past June 23rd than we were 3 weeks before that on May 27th and 29th and 30th. Nothing's changed. And it will change, but right now, nothing has changed in that regard. We will get on an even keel, but we're not there right now. But we will. So when I talked to the attorneys twice, post May 28th, basically said, yeah, you're right. Call it whatever you want, but do we need technically executive level GM at this point in time? No. That's post May 28th. I'm with you on the long run. You know I am. But we're not there right now.
And to tag on what you're saying there, Michael, it's if we don't shore up that position as we work our way through these challenging times, we are leaving ourselves vulnerable to other incidents that can really cripple the district. We need somebody that's paying attention to our employees, our compliance, our payroll, our HR, all of our policies, everything that's going on, and just like it was doing before. Number one, because our bylaws mandate it. Our bylaws specify the powers of the district manager that we refer to as the general manager. And both attorneys, who we pay an awful lot of money to and that are way smarter than me, have both endorsed this move. And for us to ignore that is at our peril. And if we expose ourselves to additional lawsuits or additional litigation down the road, it is to our peril. And I would enjoy everybody that's watching this video, if you have comments, to send an email to each one of your commissioners up here to let us know exactly how you feel. I feel strongly about this, as you can tell, and I know that if we were abdicating our responsibility of good leadership if we fail to act on this today. So on that, I yield to anyone else that has a comment. Anyone else like to speak? Commissioner Salzman? Stephen, if you...
I do appreciate your opinion. I really do. And I take that into consideration on anything I do. Anybody I talk to up here, before I decide something, I look at your side and weigh it in with what I think, and I go from there. I too have talked to the attorneys recently, and got the same response that Michael got. Is they said, we do not have to have a general manager right now. We need someone, because I am acting general manager right now. I go into the office 2 or 3 times a week, or once a week, or whatever needs to be done. I go in and take care of those businesses. But I don't think that's the way it should be. I don't think that one commissioner should be in that spot. I just don't think we've got someone that takes care of our outside things. And I don't know if you have been to out on the golf courses, to the parks, or those things, to see what a good job he's doing. And we're paying him to do that job. he's doing an excellent job at it. I think what we need now, we've got the outside taken care of. What we need is someone on the inside, someone in the office to take care of those day-to-day things, compliances, and any paperwork that we might need. And then we need, not only do we need that person, we need to hire another person in the office, because I don't know that you know this, we have only 2 people that work in our office, and they're both part-time. And I don't know if you know the amount of phone calls and paperwork that goes through there every day, but it is tremendous. I don't think we need to hire an executive to do our paperwork and pay them $80,000 a year, when we can hire a person at a office administrator. We can hire that person for half that price, that can take care of those things until we reach a spot that we might need. In my opinion, we might need an executive or a general manager. But I don't think that is appropriate. I don't think it's good business. I don't think it's sound business to spend twice the amount of money to get someone to do the job when we have someone that we can get that already knows what to do. And if we hire this executive or this general manager from Arizona, then he won't know anything about our organization, the trials that we have gone through, the decisions that we need to make to move forward. We'll know zero about SIDs. I just think that it just wouldn't be good business to hire that person. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman, Tony Small-Smith, go ahead.
I'd have to agree with what they said, and therefore I'd like to make a motion to offer Jan Ludson the interim office administrator position at a period of time and rate of pay, which could be negotiated with her.
That is not the object of today's.
That's the motion I made.
That is an invalid motion, Tony, because we're talking about the general manager. We're not
To
talking-
fulfill the general manager position, I propose we offer Jan Ludson the interim office administrator position to fulfill the general manager's duties at a pay and a time of which we can negotiate with her.
I will second that.
In my opinion, the motion is not.
I call for a vote.
No, Susan gets a chance to speak as well.
All right, just go ahead and discuss.
I think that we're making a big mistake, we all know that. And yes, we can offer Jan this interim job to herding the cats, but we need somebody to walk along beside this outside man that we're so proud of and work beside Jan to learn what she knows. The candidates that we have been talking to that are still available are very willing to learn how to do this job. They've got more business savvy than, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, just a different level of business savvy than Jan's got, and they're a different kind of people than Jeff Klein's skill set. We have got to get on the dime and hire somebody who can coordinate, work into these lawsuits with the lawyers on a day-to-day basis, the thousands of hours of paperwork that need to be done, and we're always trying to find Steve or one of us to go in and research with and to make copies of and to get them to them. We need somebody that can take the opportunity to learn how to do this job and grow with us. Several of these candidates have already started reading about Arkansas suburban improvement districts. The idea that y'all think we're going to be wasting money and it was something we're going to grow into is just silly to me. And I was not raised to make foolish little purchases. I was raised to buy the best I could and grow into it. And this is something that we have needed since I became, since November Betsy's last day. And we know, because of the way Betsy, our previous general manager, was in her job, we know that Jeff Klein cannot do the job alone. We know that Jan Lumsden cannot do the job alone. So here we are spending the money that we should have one person who is overseeing this and learning how to do it. Because, and if somebody says, oh, there's not going to be enough money for 3 people, go spend a day in the office and see if there's not enough money, not enough busy work for 3 people. These admin 1 jobs, descriptions that you're catching, that you want to do, I'm all for that, because it's going to be years until we get caught up on admin 1 stuff. But y'all, we have got to make a freaking decision. You can change it to underwater basket weaver. I really don't give a flying flip what you call the general manager's job. I don't. But we've got to make a decision to put somebody at the head of this ship before we run into another freaking iceberg. Amen. I'm done.
I would like to comment a little bit about that. You're talking about a general manager, and I know, and as all of you know, that we have gone through 3 general managers in this organization.
We've done what?
We've gone through 3 general managers in this organization. We have had 3 failures on general manager. I think it's time that we take a corner, bend the line a little bit, do something different that we know would work. I mean, it works in other organizations, and we know it will work, and why not try a different practice other than one person trying to do? There's too much for one person to do. Let's split it up. Let's let those people come to us for guidance, for policy setting, and let's see if that will work.
Okay, one of the things I want to say right here about that is the person that you're wanting to bring in to be in compliance and all that stuff, it's way above the $35,000 or $40,000 your pay grade that we're talking about. We're talking about an interim office manager, okay? If, like I said, if we fail to get a captain on the ship and liberate ourselves from all the hours we've been doing at the office, then we have failed the property owners of Cherokee Village. And that,
if we hire another general manager, we are failing these people, because we have done that and it has failed.
I don't want to throw the previous commission under the bus, but everybody had 1 foot out the door and 1 foot on the banana peel the last half of last year.
I'm not blaming
And I
anybody.
That's inappropriate. I think that's inappropriate.
And
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm
I
saying
think that's an inappropriate statement. I mean, I'm going to tell you, no, it's not true. You know, those guys did not make decisions based
You're
on.
not recognized.
Okay, we're going to say something about the last.
You're not recognized as
Do
speaking.
not say something about the previous people. David Neal and Joe Kaiser and John Page made decisions based on them being right there and there. They weren't like, well, it's not going to be my problem next year. That's not how they act.
I heard him say publicly, I can't wait to
He
get out
said
of
people
here.
are just trying to make good decisions. He
And
said
that's a fact, Tony. And when we took the gas pedal off last year after Betsy Wall left and we did not take action, which is not on my watch, then we failed as management. We failed as commissioners. And if we did not take preemptive action to get a budget squared away, to have somebody replace Betsy, interim or permanent, that is a failure on the commissioner's part. That is not a failure that I want to have on our watch. I want to lead us into a successful next several years. So when I retire this position on 12/31/29, I can say I did a good job. The people are happy with the way things are turned out. They've got the respect of the commission, and we did business like business and not like a hobby.
Okay, gotcha. First of all, we didn't just fail last year. Once Betsy left, then we did get an interim GM, and then right after that, we were assigned a special administrator right away the next month. So there was no time for us to fail at anything. We didn't kick anything down the road. We didn't do anything. The guys figured, hey, if we're going to have a good set of bylaws, we want the new guys to come in to do that. That wasn't really kicking it down the road. That was just wanting you guys, the new ones, to have 4 years of being able to live with that we have an August 19th date, and until then, hiring anybody at a $70,000 a year job, when we don't even know if we're gonna have the money to do that, is.
We do have the money. It's in the
Okay,
budget.
we shouldn't have it. We shouldn't be spending any more money though. We may not be able to spend any money. They may freeze our assets. We don't know what's gonna happen. And once again, until this whole lawsuit is settled and done, I think the route that we're talking about, this interim office manager and then someone, and we have Jeff out there doing the rest of it, I think that's the proper way to go and to keep us from spending that kind of other money until we find out what money we're going to end up having. And I think we've discussed this now, and I'm going to call for a vote.
No, I'm going to interject here that this is out of order. It's not part of today's
Now,
agenda.
this is, I've called for a vote. There's a motion on the floor with a second.
I am putting a stop to this. There is a motion and it's seconded. It is not part of today's agenda. We will bring this up at a future meeting. We will have a special meeting tomorrow or Sunday or Monday or whenever you want. And today's agenda, folks, is to discuss.
You can make a motion
To
if you
discuss.
want at a special meeting.
No, I don't have my Robert's Rules of Order with me in my pocket. I wish I did, but we're not going to go further on this motion, and you can slap me later if I'm wrong. But we're going to bring this up at another opportunity to talk about the interim office manager. That's not on today's agenda. Today, we're going to decide, are we going to move forward on a GM, or are we going to stop, and then we're going to adjourn
I
this?
move that we stop moving forward on a
I second that motion.
Okay, if you're
Okay.
going to vote, I vote absolutely.
I gave a motion to keep moving forward, but you said that I can't make that motion.
Yeah, you cannot make that motion.
Well, it doesn't matter if you want me to.
Excuse me.
I've got
Excuse me, let me regain control of the meeting here for a minute. We have a motion on the floor which is invalid, and I have a motion here from Steve Jordan. Because you're wanting to move on the topic of today's whole business. No, his topic was to enter into a new
Make
idea.
a motion to adjourn.
We're not going to entertain the motion to adjourn because we have an issue on the floor.
Second.
We have an issue on the floor that we need to discuss, and we need to say, yes, we're going to move forward with the general manager, or no, we're not. And then we can end this meeting, and we can retake up all these other options later. So let's go ahead and talk about that.
What?
About saying, no, we're not going to hire a general manager today, or yes, we are.
I believe we've already determined that. I believe there's three of us that already determined what we'd like to see, and there's two that don't. So.
Tony, we haven't taken a vote. We got a motion to bring this to the table right now, and the motion is to not do anything, right, Stephen?
That was the motion. And no, it's not to not do anything today. It's do away with it from now on.
Okay, there's a motion to not make a decision on the general manager today. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
I'm going to make a motion that we
No.
table this
I
until
withdraw my motion.
post August 19th. So Monday, August 24th, or Friday. Give us 48 hours.
What good is it going to do to move it back?
August 24th. Well, look, we are in no more certainty right now than we were 3 weeks ago.
We still have employees that work there to do business. We need to give them guidance and direction.
Call for a vote.
We have Stephen's got
So-
some relevant. Okay, well, there's been a little bit of confusion, lots of motions going on.
So on that particular topic, that's why, when we decided this on, I forget, the May 27th or whatever the meeting was, the special meeting, it was the Saturday that we discussed this the way it did. We said, look, we're going to postpone this because of uncertainty until post June 23rd. We made that 3 days later, June 26th, today. However, there is no more certainty today than there was on that Saturday. So nothing has changed. And our next potential day of a little bit more clarity, if you will, is August 19th. And because I'm not going to make any decision unless I
the way we left it at the last special meeting, we would make a decision today. So let's decide whether we're going to hire a general manager or we are.
We decided that we're gonna revisit. I'm not even sure if, and we can look back in the videos and maybe we did say the decision. I'm not sure what we said. But the point is, we thought at that point that we may have a little bit more clarity post June 23rd than we had on May 28th or whatever that day was.
It still doesn't eliminate the need for leadership.
So for me, nothing's changed. And quite frankly, to your point earlier when you were talking about June 23rd, you even said we really don't know much more than we did a few days ago. Well, you're making my point. And then a whole separate issue is with the way our structure is with Jeff Klein. We have outsourced very successfully a huge chunk of what a executive level general manager would oversee. In the outsourcing to Jeff Klein and his company, we agreed between now and December 31st, and we're going to review that soon. And unless a bomb explodes, I think we're all going to be tickled pink with him continuing on if we all agree. I don't know if we will or not. But that is technically 3/4 of what a GM would oversee. So an executive level GM, and I don't care what number you give it, a dollar amount, that executive level GM, Jeff Klein will not be reporting to. No matter what we say, he's not going to report to him. That is the deal we made. Now, that's 3/4 of it. So we are looking at, again, we're looking at compliance, which is huge. I do understand that once the lawsuit mess is over, we've got a good line on we have a good line on compliance once the lawsuit's over. That takes care of compliance. We don't know that 100%. You're right, but we got a very good chance of that. And once the lawsuit's over, we will have certainty. Then we can redo all of this.
Okay.
But right now, we don't have the certainty. We're not kicking the can down the road. We're doing the prudent thing, and we are taking somebody who knows it, has done it for a while. She knows where all the bodies are buried. All that stupid cliche. And what we're doing is temporarily, I hate to use the word kicking the can down the road, but what we are doing is we're giving us and the property owners some better footing and certainty for another temporary stage. That's getting us past a little bit. Once we have clarity,
Okay,
I'll lay on the door, let's open it up.
Does anyone else have any more comment on this before we either come to a vote on yes for general manager, no for general manager, and then adjourn and take up all the other extracurricular activities in the future meeting? Is there any more commentary on a general manager hiring?
Question. If we vote no, not to get a general manager, then would it be prudent for us to at least get an interim office administrator to act as a GM until we can decide how to move forward with the GM position?
I would make a motion to do that right now.
I'm just asking that question. Just to try to, I'm not saying the general manager, like Mike said, someday might be right, or maybe this year or whatever. Once we get the lawsuit all taken care of, we know exactly what we have and everything, we can
temporary on it. And if we put a 90-day temporary on it, then we're going to have the next opportunity in 91 days. 91 days is 3 calendar months, y'all. Why don't we start looking now for someone to take that job on the 91st day? Because we need somebody to walk along with Jeff Klein. You said he's not going to report to us, and that's a sticking point.
Not going to, who said that?
This year's contract.
I'm saying this year's contract.
He said that he will not report to a general manager.
Well,
Because
that's
we
a-
have
That's not,
general manager, all the rights of a general manager. We gave that to him.
no,
In
we didn't. He's
the
a
contract.
contract employee.
It doesn't matter. We gave him, it's in the
So
contract.
till December 31st.
And if you will read that contract, you'll see that.
Until December 31st, that may be true.
Yes,
But
ma'am,
on
it is.
January 1st, that's not going to be
Yes.
true.
Okay. All right,
That is
people.
true.
All right, people.
We'll be looking to
So,
renew
as far
his
as
contract
I'm concerned-
probably in October, November.
Keep moving. If y'all don't want to make a decision today on one of the excellent candidates that we've got, then we'll go through all that money we've spent with ZipRecruiter, and in 91 days, start over.
We're ready to hit the ground running now. I talked to all the candidates yesterday.
Make a
I've got
motion.
All the candidates
I got-
actually said they're ready to start.
Could I speak, please, sir?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, sir. I have never agreed on a general manager. Before you started ZipRecruiter, before you started looking, before you started spending that money, go back on the videos and look. I said every time, we don't need that person. But we continued, I didn't continue, but we continued to spend money on ZipRecruiter and interviewing people and all of those kind of things. We had never agreed that that's what we were going to do. Go back and look at the videos, look at the minutes, look at anything. We have never agreed that is the direction we're going to go. Someone took that upon themselves to do that.
And it was common knowledge, and we were all talking about under the assumption that that was the direction we were going to go. And nobody said after the weeks and weeks and hours we invested in this, that we were doing the wrong thing.
I just
So
many times
it's not
disliked
it's
the
not
videos.
a point to bring up right now. The point I want to bring up right now, so we can get out of here and go home, is let us finish dealing with the old business. Are we going to have a motion to hire a general manager, or are we going to have a motion to postpone?
One question first. How much time do we need to call a special meeting? 2 hours?
2 hours.
It's 5 o'clock. Call a special meeting for 7 o'clock. Anybody can do it?
I got plans tonight. I'm not coming at 7 o'clock. I got dinner plans.
Tomorrow morning?
Make a motion.
Yeah.
I make a motion to deny.
Just ask it tonight.
Tony,
I just think you
make
make
your motion.
I make a motion not to hire a GM tonight.
Do we have a second?
But what was the motion?
Not to
Specifically.
hire a GM tonight. Okay,
Not to hire a GM tonight?
that's right.
That's what I said.
Okay, we need a second.
I will second that.
We have any further discussion? I hope not. Let's take a
Call
vote.
for roll call vote, please.
All
Like a
those,
roll call vote.
you want to do what?
Roll call vote.
Roll call. special meeting, we can only talk about one thing, so let's talk about our next special meeting.
There we go. So,
Which is going to be,
Y'all need to,
let's
y'all
decide.
need a contract with the date on it, like we've been advised to do.
Let's just do that in a special meeting.
What about Monday?
okay,
What
so
about Monday?
have we voted to adjourn yet?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, that
No,
motion.
no, wait, no. Let's, we can,
Tony
we
made
can,
There's a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
we can talk about making a special meeting at another day right before we adjourn. What about Monday?
We're gone.
We got Tuesday. Okay.
Let's just cool our heels and bring it up here in a couple of days and pick a day. Let's just go ahead and adjourn and get this chapter over with.
That's fine. I figured while we're here, we could come up with a date
We
that
can
all
always,
here.
we can always work it out here for short term. So, we got, are you
I'll
second?
second the motion to adjourn this meeting without moving forward to hire a general manager tonight.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all for